Hello, fiber fans, friends, and followers. My name is Beth, and I'm here to talk to you about all of the yarny things I've gotten into recently. Today, I'll be talking about a finished object, as well as some works in progress that I have been continuing to work on. I also have some new to me patterns that I want to talk about. And in addition to that, I'll be talking about the winner of the next Sandy bag. So stay tuned for all of that. I also want to remind you guys that the Makers Meetup is coming up in July. It is that last weekend in July. It is in Illinois at the Hoffman Estates Hilton Garden Inn, is it? Anyway, I have it linked below. So anybody who might be interested in coming and hanging out and just crafting with a bunch of crafters, come on down. You can reserve a room if you want, or you can come and go back home and sleep in your own bed that night, whatever your preference is. I will be there off and on throughout the weekend. I am planning to stay there. I reserved my room yesterday, but I have not officially RSVP'd on the discussion group on Ravelry. So, in case anybody's watching who's official, I'm coming. So, again, the information for that is linked below. Check it out if you're interested in coming. So, what I'm wearing, also finished object. This is the Flutter and Bloom shawl. If you have been on Instagram recently and have not seen my finished object photos, they are there. I was fortunate enough to have been able to go up to Wisconsin yesterday and spend some time with Selfish Knitter Colleen. Hi, Colleen. And the two of us sat and knit together at a coffee shop. And when we were getting ready to go, I said, you know, I need to get home and take some finished object pictures of this shawl. And Colleen said, I wonder if there's a park nearby. Maybe we can go and take pictures now. And I was like, okay. So we went to the park, we took some pictures, and it was great to have someone who knows what they're doing take my finished object pictures for me. Usually my photographer is my son, and you know, a lot of times I have to say, okay, I want you to stand over at this angle. I want you to try to get this portion of this or whatever. And so it's so much better to go with somebody who knows like what a knitter wants from their finished object photos. So thank you, Colleen. Anyhow, so this is the Flutter and Bloom shawl. It is a pattern by Ksenia Naidyon. I did a little bit of a show of it a little earlier, and I will put that footage in here as I talk about it. It is a 2-color pattern. It was only 2 skeins of yarn, so that makes it much simpler and more affordable. It is the basic texture to it is called a star stitch, and then it is framed by bits of Estonian braid. That is these tighter, almost looking like sideways stitches on here, and then there's also some seed stitch in it. That's it. And I mean, there's a little bit of stockinette, but which is not a whole lot. It's kind of here and there in like 2 rows. But right now she's got a discount on the pattern. So if you check her out on Instagram, Life is Cozy, You will find the information for that. And what else did I want to say about it? It's a unique shape. I like the V shape of it. And it's not fully symmetrical, but that's not something you notice when you wear it. She did add tassels to hers, which I chose not to do. But that option is there, and I don't remember seeing it in the instructions because I just wasn't even thinking about it, to be honest. That's, as a tester, I probably should be, but I kind of came in right down to the wire on this one. I had put this away for a week while I was working on other things, so that probably kind of put me behind on the test knit, but it also kind of helped me in the fact that there were some readjustments to the pattern as people were testing it, and so she kind of put out a second version of it. So I was lucky enough that I didn't knit the end of it and then have to frog back and try to reknit it. Although she was kind enough to say, if you've already finished it, you do not have to go back and redo this. This is entirely up to you. So she had a lot of test knitters. I noticed that there were, like, I want to say 30 projects in Ravelry already. And I was like, wow, that's kind of a lot for a test knit. At any rate, an enjoyable pattern. Don't expect it to turn out perfectly symmetrical because it just isn't. Like this, so these corners is where it's supposed to meet up. And I got way longer on this is the end of the pattern, and this is the beginning of the pattern. So the last bit is much longer if you want to try to make it symmetrical yourself with a little bit of, I have a hair or something on my face, with a little bit of extra tweaking. I suppose that's something you could try. So that's Flutter and Bloom Shawl, a joy to knit. This star stitch pattern is really, really cool. I did not aggressively block mine in the same way that she did. I like this star stitch pattern, whether it's lacy or not. And she aggressively blocked it in a way that it was super lacy on her. So you can see if I stretch this out, it becomes more lacy. And I didn't have the time, and I feel like I don't have the right equipment for that. I'm not typically into blocking things aggressively. I just soak them and lay them flat to dry, and if they don't lay exactly as planned, I know they're not going to when I put them on my body. On to works in progress. So I have been working on, where did I put it? Oh, it's under another project. And I did not think that this bag would be, because this is such a big bag, you would think I couldn't lose that in my other stuff, but apparently I could. So this is Moon Mint by Andrea Mowry. And I have made just a little bit of progress. I looked at my last episode and I was about here on it last time. And so I have done this much of it in the last week. So just to sort of recap what I'm doing this summer, in order to understand why I'm saying it's been a week. It's been 2 weeks since I recorded a summer episode. In the week in between, what I did is I worked on some older works in progress. I did a spin of a wheel, which I found as a free thing online. And I got 3 projects that are older projects, and I started working on them, trying to figure out where things went wrong or whatever the case may be, and just started making some progress on them. So it's only been a week that I have been back to working on my current whips. That's why in a week I got about 1.5 sections of this completed. So that is Moon Mint, again, by Andrea Mowry. It's a pullover, you'll see up here. And these are Knitty McPurly yarns, and it is supposed to be done in 2 fingering weight yarns, and I mistakenly bought a DK, which is the pink color, that is called Priscilla, and it is in Dubrovnik DK, right? No. Yes. Frankfurt fingering for this very pale green color, and it is the colorway Tidewater. And these are the 2 colorways that were show colorways for the Knitty McPurly retreat this year. So that's Moon Mint. That's all I've done on that. My next work in progress, another Knitty McPurly related thing. Okay, so this is, I'm going to take this off because it is uncomfortable for me. All right, this is the Flutter Buttshirt, which was a knit along that has ended. And right now, the last time you saw this, it appeared to be nearly finished. And look what happened to it. So yesterday, when I was knitting with Colleen in Wisconsin, I was taking apart the shoulders. I had the shoulders attached on this, and I had decided that I was going to take apart the shoulders and re-knit the front, because I think what I would like to do is make a V-neck. I did not like how it was sitting. I did not think that blocking it was going to bring the neck down enough for me to like how it was fitting. So I don't know if you can tell from where, yeah, you can see the red line across there. So this is the back that you can see up here. And then the front is, I pulled it down to here. This is where I would like the V to be, like the depth that I want it. I have not yet counted from the sides to see if that is the center stitch. So that's where I'm going to be next in my progress. As I was unraveling this, it came back to me what I must have done in order to do short rows for this, which was in the pattern. The way the short rows were done, it was you were doing short rows in the middle in order to give extra fabric here to allow it to kind of come down, I believe, and also to bring the shoulders to come down. So it was almost like it was shoulder slope shaping. I mean, that makes sense to me. That's something that I think it does need. I did, however, see, I believe a couple of people made V-neck versions of this top. And that, I think, is, it gives a nice finish. It is a summer top. I think that'll look great on this particular top. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. And maybe I will reach out to some people who have done it before me and get their advice on how to do it. that reminds me, Susan, if you're watching, I know you're one of the ones who did that. So I'd be curious to know how you did it. But also, I have not yet mailed out your bag. So that is yet to be done. I'm so sorry, Susan. My mind was in the wrong place. I will get that to you. Anyhow, that is my Flutter Buttshirt that has had... I sat there the whole time we were knitting yesterday and did not knit. Didn't knit a stitch. I unknit many stitches. And even after that, when I got home, that's when I was unraveling. And I have this big ball of unraveled stitches from the front of it. I was just unpicking the shoulder seams yesterday at the yarn shop. We sat there for at least 2 hours, and because this is slub yarn, it wasn't easy to take apart, but it was the perfect thing to do while just chatting with a friend and catching up on life, the universe, and everything, and taking apart the shoulder seams. So hopefully I can get this back together again before I record next time and have some shoulder seams and a nice V-neck and maybe even some sleeves. Who knows? So that's where I'm at with that. I have well passed by the deadline for this knit along. So the deadline I'm giving myself is summer. I want to finish it by the end of summer. I do have another summer shirt that I would like to work on and complete within the next couple of weeks. There is a knit along for the meetup that is any teal color anything, I believe. So my plan, and this brings me, actually, I was going to say this brings me to new to me, but before I do that, why don't I go to the drawing that I did for the next Sandy bag. I'm going to show it real quick. It is this lovely thing. It is a big tote bag. It's got a lovely inside that matches the outside. It's got this open pocket here, and it also has a zipper on that pocket, and this outside is a really big pocket, and this was donated to the channel by the fabulous Sandy, and again I need to say thank you to Sandy, and I am going to head out to the drawing and meet you back on the other side. Okay, for the Sandy bag, I have names in the hat, already put them in, and a reminder, this is the bag that will be given away. So if your name happens to fall out of the hat, you will be the lucky winner. There's one that's not bouncing in here. I'm gonna, whoa, this one went flying. This one was meant to be. All right, who is our lucky winner? Oh, Sweet Mountain Crafts. So, Carista, please get a hold of me. Actually, Carista, I have your information. Let me know if you want me to send it to the shop, because I should be able to find that pretty easily. Or let me know if there's a different place you'd like me to send this, and I'm sure you know how to get a hold of me. So congratulations, Carista. I will send this out as soon as you get in touch with me and let me know where you want it to be sent. So on to what I was saying before. I would like to join the knit along for the meetup, which is coming up at the end of July. And I have this lovely yarn. The knit along is for anything in teal, and I would like to make a tee that is recently released. It is called the Sylvan tee, and I saw this pattern by Aneta Bleyer. She is known as knitting.adventures on Instagram. So she has a discount, I believe, still on this pattern. So if you're watching today or this weekend, I want to say it goes through the weekend. So I highly recommend you go check her out on Instagram for that code. Let's see. I'm trying to see things better. Okay, here. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so this is the cable pattern that is on it. This was the first cable chart that was on the pattern. I believe I didn't finish it. I did not complete it. There's like, it's many rows of just sort of a rib. So it continues as a rib, and then you do another cross, and then a rib and a cross, and that goes along the back shoulders, and then you pick up stitches for the front and pick up stitches for the back, and then meet at the underarms and go round and round. It is such a cool pattern. I just loved it. Comes with this cable knitting down it's a V-neck, comes down here, and then a cable through the center of the blouse. So cute. My problem, as usual, is not getting gauge. This yarn that I have to do this is Knit Picks woolen cotton, and it is it 50-50? Let me see. Yes, 50-50 merino wool and Pima cotton. So this is Knit Picks Dishy, which is listed as a worsted weight. And this, the blue, is this woolen cotton. And if you look at the two of these together, they look very similar to me in width. So I would say that, yeah, maybe officially this is a DK, which is the weight. She may say sport weight in the pattern. I'm not sure. But I thought I could get away with DK in this. And maybe not, because this is a heavy DK. And especially since I'm trying to match a sport weight yarn, I'm not sure this is going to work out. So I'm hoping what I can do is just go down to the smallest size of the pattern, and hopefully the math will math. I don't know. I'm going to look at the numbers and figure it out. I'm getting 20 stitches over 4 inches. The pattern calls for 21. So I'm not too far off. I do think that maybe going down a size is all I need to do. We'll see. So the other summer thing that I found that is new to me, I purchased the pattern. It is the new Riptide tee by Jennifer Shiels Toland. I don't remember what yarn this calls for. Do I have a link right here that let's see. This says Pasquale Soul, which is it's a sport weight. So, I mean, I could try doing that t-shirt instead. See if I can get gauge with that. Oh man, 23 stitches. No, I can't get that. Yeah, 20 on a US 5. I'm using a US 5 and getting 20. So I wouldn't want to go down another needle size on this. I feel like I'm getting a pretty decent knit on that. I don't know. I have not blocked this, obviously. It's still on the needles, so that may change when I block it. I don't see that happening though. I mean, this feels very cottony. So I don't see this expanding a lot. Is this superwash? No, it does not say superwash. It says merino wool. So I don't see this expanding a lot when I wash it. So I think both of these patterns, well, certainly the Riptide tee is out. There's no way I'm getting 23 stitches on that. And I don't know that I could go down enough sizes. Oh, well, she's got her smallest size is 32.5 inches. I don't know. But I love this t-shirt. I love the pattern. I bought the pattern. So for those of you who are interested, I believe there's still a discount on that as well. So check Instagram. I think she's JST Designs on Instagram. I could be wrong about that. Let me double check on her Ravelry. Usually they list their Instagram. JST Knitwear Designs on Instagram. And I'm pretty sure that's still on sale. The other thing that I just recently bought, the other pattern, Zanete Knits. She is Zanete Knits on Instagram. That's Zanete, Zanete. She is having a birthday, anniversary, whatever it is, sale. She has been publishing patterns for, I think she said 6 years. So I bought a pattern for a pair of socks. Now I'm going to have to hit the back button 18 million times to get to the page where I was with my stuff. Oh, here it is. I bought the pattern Porto Memories socks. And I've seen this recently. I don't know if she has been posting it on Instagram or why I recently saw it, but I've been seeing this pattern and thinking those are really cute socks. I want that sock pattern. And so I finally, with the sale, I was like, I might as well. And really, her sock pattern, it's very reasonably priced. So with the discount, even more so. So check out Zanete. Yes, it's Zanete Knits on Instagram. So check her out if you haven't seen her before. She's got some great color work stuff. And I've seen some texture stuff that she does, which also very beautiful. She's got stranded color work. She's got mosaic color work. She's got a whole lot of different things. So check her out if you haven't seen her already. I feel like her name has been everywhere recently. Oh, one more thing. I am going to be sponsoring Shark Week this year. So if anybody out there is interesting, you're all interesting, trust me. But if you're interested in knitting along with the Shark Week thing, they have not yet announced the theme. This is a knit along by politically incorrect knitters where there's a week where you try to knit something that you have to predetermine. You have to tell them what you're knitting, and you have to complete that thing within the week. And then if you don't complete it, the shark gets you and you have to frog the whole thing. So the peril of it all is so exciting. And last year I kind of wimped out and I had knit almost an entire sweater, actually crocheted. And I was on the cuffs at like midnight on the last night, and I was like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't even remember all the details around that, but this is the week prior to the meetup. So I will be probably finishing up my Shark Week project while I'm at the meetup. So I probably will not leave the meetup until that thing is finished. So my plan, let me see if I can find the box. Okay. I've shown this yarn before. I recently bought this beautiful yarn from Lion Brand, and there is a crochet pattern. I'll link it below. I'll link it in the new to me, even though it's not new to me this week. But there was a pattern that I wanted to do that it came together with this as a kit. And so it is a cute crocheted top, and I thought that is perfect for Shark Week. So that's my plan. I'm gonna knit this top in Shark Week. I think that's a doable thing. A crochet top, it'll be short sleeved. I don't have to worry about getting all the way to the cuff of something. I don't have to worry about the fact that I'm trying to make up a pattern as I go, which was huge mistake last year. Huge mistake. Rookie mistake. Why? Why would I do that? Anyhow, so that's where I'm at. I will be a sponsor. I don't have a logo, and you know what? I meant to reach out. She gave me the name of someone who I can reach out to help create a logo, but she needs logos sooner than I think anybody could probably create a logo for me. I did come up with something on Canva that I may end up using as a logo, at least for now. So we'll see. You may end up, if you decide to join the Politically Incorrect Knitters Shark Week, you may end up with a PandemicKnittr sticker from that as well. So I guess I'll probably go ahead and submit the design that I created as my logo, because I don't want to try to do anything crazy right now. And maybe after Shark Week, I'll look into maybe creating a more permanent logo. So there you go. That's everything I've got for now. This coming week, I will be working on some of those lingering whips. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to spin the wheel again and then go from there, or if I'm going to continue working on the things that I spun the wheel for 2 weeks ago. And I think I am going to do that. I want to work on things until they're complete. And some of you in my comments from last week's or from 2 weeks ago episode had suggested that I finish the things that need the least amount of work in order to finish things quickly. I think that's a great idea. And I really think I should maybe try to do some of that interspersed with my current whips. I don't know. I never know. I fly by the seat of my pants and do whichever way the wind blows that week. So, until next time, please remember, friends, to like, subscribe, survive, and thrive. Share the show with all your friends. Let them know PandemicKnittr is showing all her knits and has nothing to gain from you but a couple of views and a couple of likes and a couple of shares. So I hope your knitting is fantastic for the next couple of weeks, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching.